Streams live.
Alright. We'll start the discussion when we get at least one viewer.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get that covered. Hello, everybody. The Chink channel's on at like 10 o'clock. Get on. We're talking about politics.
Fun.
Shoot, I
I'm
sent it
playing
to
some
some random
H1Z1.
person I just added. That's not good.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Join the casual racism.
Oh, I was watching Super Bowl. I need to turn that down. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Alright, Q. I won't be able to monitor it, so you have to tell me if
We need someone
anything's happening.
impartial and non-biased.
Yeah, Julio.
Julio's offline, and Julio is biased.
Impartial and not biased. Impartial, not biased.
Here,
Impartial,
I know,
not
guy.
biased. If you invite Sniper, I kill you.
No. Why the hell would I invite Sniper for impartial and unbiased information?
Because he loves us here.
He loves you. That's your problem.
And he doesn't love me. He hates me with a passion.
Good. Ugh. Hey, I got 10 subscribers now.
I'm glad to say I'm not one of those.
Live streaming. Okay. Casual Racism Podcast number 4. And what should be the thumbnail today? Face of Donald Trump.
I do Putin.
Trump and Putin kissing.
Is that a thing?
Yes, there's a lot of pictures of that.
Do picture a peanut dog for one.
We'll do that on Wednesday when we're less politically charged and riled up.
I hate peanut dog.
Oh.
So disgusting.
Yeah, I don't get that though. There's one thing I didn't understand. When Gavin left, he said it like, oh, I'm gonna go to my safe space or non-bullying zone. Like he's making fun of liberals. What I don't understand is, isn't he basically doing what he's criticizing? Maybe that's the point. That's probably
You
the
don't
point.
put too much thought into it.
I put a lot of thought into things,
It's
Cameron.
like trying to understand, like, let me think of something that doesn't need thought into. Borderlands, don't put too much thought into it.
It's true. Okay.
Job of the Hutt, don't put too much thought into it.
Yeah, that's true. Stream will...
Parsecs, do not put too much thought into it.
Is it distance? Is it time? The world will never know.
It's time.
Distance.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
We're not having this argument. Okay, I've had enough.
What the fuck did you just say, man, to you little bitch? I'll have you know I went through 5 tours of Vietnam.
5 tours of Vietnam.
Yeah, I had tours in Vietnam. That's how hardcore I am here.
Oh my god. Gabby got a blood test, right? And
Anywho.
the lady was so fast, she didn't even give Gabby a chance to become her inner 3-year-old self.
What are you talking about?
Uh, talking about people. And Instagram. Why am I on Instagram? I have lots of regrets. Okay, time to shamelessly publicize. We'll be officially starting the debate in 5 minutes.
Alright. See, that's another thing about racism. Because I'm gonna go ahead and start like a pre-talk. Like, you know how you're allowed to call yourself the Chink Channel, yet it's not racist, or a black man can call himself
The entire
nigga and his
point of
friends
my
nigga.
channel satire. I believe. Remember, I believe that racism comes in sincerity, not in hilarity.
I believe racism comes all the time. Racism, you can't just turn off
No,
racism.
you can't.
But everybody's,
It's a natural human instinct. There's no way you can.
but certain people get butthurt when certain things. But I can be called a fucking cracker, uh, which is quite ironic, let me say. It's
I'm
like,
just I'm just saying this
but
right now.
then,
It's not the same. Being called a cracker is not the same as normal racial slurs.
you know why we're called crackers, right?
Yeah, I
And
know,
it's
but you
not,
can't make
black
someone
people
feel
should
bad
not
for
be
being a
calling us
cracker.
that.
No. The way
Well,
I
they shouldn't be called themselves niggas.
I see niggas is a completely different story because the meaning of it. I mean, sure, now that doesn't apply, but it used to.
The meaning, you know what the meaning behind it is, Hugh?
Niggers was meant for a black Negro slave, and nigga was basically brother
Okay.
in
Well, first off,
chains.
the if you want to if you really want to start translating it, the Latin term,
Black.
like it's just black. I don't see why it's so bad. We're pretty much just calling him what we call him normally, which is a different word, but you
Basically,
know,
the history of words, because history actually matters when it comes to the English language. English is a weird language.
history matters. Period.
True.
Hugh. History is just pretty much a way to right your wrongs.
Anyway, I mean, like I said, I believe racism. Like you shouldn't like casually toss it around if it's somebody you don't know. Like for the most part, I believe you're not racist unless you're really
Well,
sincere
hell,
about
I think
it.
it should be tossed around at all. If you're gonna get mad about certain words, get mad about them all.
I'm okay if you like be racist around somebody that you know it's gonna be okay with it and it's as a joke.
Well,
But if you're gonna be
yes, I'm
actually
okay. I'm just
sincere,
saying.
like
Well,
if you,
like obviously that I support that. I'm just saying like
yeah,
certain things should not happen the certain way they do.
no, of course not. Oh well. I mean, on the bright side, it just means we advanced to the point where small things matter. So that's a decent, I guess. Look on the bright side. I'm gonna eat my raisins. Oh, I'm out of raisins. The world sucks.
Are those the same raisins you had
Yeah, I
before?
just stuffed them in my jacket, found them, and pulled them out.
I'm not gonna say I don't like encourage that, but I also don't not encourage that.
Listen, I can tell you right now, that jacket's sterile.
Sterile?
Sterile. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sterile is the word you're looking for here. When does it start? Give me an
Hey,
estimated time,
everybody,
'cause I
the
don't want
Ching Channel's coming up officially in 3 minutes, and we're gonna have a political debate coming. Come all. Michaela Clark's here. Hi, Michaela Clark. Sup? How are ya? Welcome to the Chink Channel.
we're having a pre-game discussion.
Yeah,
Pre-game,
we're
you
just
know what I
getting
meant.
ready. Enjoying the show?
Ooh.
Hope you're enjoying the show. I'm not good at this.
How long is this gonna last? Actually, it lasts till we're done, doesn't it? Alright,
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
fine with this.
much.
It shouldn't be that long. I mean,
Tumblestoner. Michaela, get in the party. You glorious Coloradan, you. I mean Arizonan. Wait a second. Michaela, why are you stalking me? Why did I not feel safe? Why are you not online?
alright, Hugh.
Yeah?
Estimated time. Oh, 2 minutes. I can see.
Dos
Never mind.
minutos.
How does the live stream work? Do you have a recording software?
Oh, I just use OBS.
I have MSI Record, which works.
OBS is decent since it's open software. A lot of kinks get worked out pretty fast.
Actually, I forgot what the thing for MSI recording software is. 'Cause I was gonna start Lich Games again.
No, well. See analytics. Stream health is excellent. Okay, what should be our donation card today?
Oh, MSI Afterburners, what it's called.
Uh, Humane Society. Why not? And what channel should we feature?
Don't really care.
YouTube.com/user/Lich Games.
Lich Game, yes.
Yes.
I already have MSI Afterburner installed, or at least I should.
There
How
we
the hell
go.
do I? Where's Afterburner?
Oh, I see how it is, Michaela. You got homework. Stupid sophomore, junior, whatever you are, you beautiful woman. You go, girl.
Hey, start it.
Okay. This is the fourth installment of the Chink Channel's Casual Racism podcast with your host, Hugh Died Inside Miller. And
And
today
your
we're being
co-host, Cameron
co-hosted by
Tapscott.
Karen Tap
I introduced
Scott.
myself.
Yeah, you're gonna see a
I
lot
don't
of this
obey
piece of
by your
shit.
rules. You're
Anyway,
gonna see a lot of this fucking channel.
yep. So Karen,
Alright, Hugh.
what's our debate subject?
Politics, because they're the best.
Ooh, I love politics. Name one time politics has ever broken up a friendship. Wait a
I think
second.
it just happened, Hugh.
I don't know. I mean, for all of you not paying attention earlier while we were talking in pregame, was that recently I got in political debate and that's where you got inspiration for this podcast. Uh it got heated, as most political debates do, because small voices apparently do matter a lot in this democracy. Or republic. Hey
Hugh,
Karen, what do you think we are?
that's the basis of. Well, first off, we're the republic, no longer
Yeah.
a democracy because the country couldn't run a democracy correctly.
Oh, come on, Switzerland can do it. I bet we can.
Switzerland can barely make their own chocolate.
Hey, they make damn good chocolate.
Okay, I enjoy my homegrown. Get the point. We should probably start, because it is 10
Okay.
o'clock. You assume people are gonna go to bed.
I mean, it is started. It's been started. You
Well, you
know.
know what I mean. Start the topic. You bring up
Okay,
the
so
first.
today's topic for today's one in a lifetime
We
debate
already we already brought that up.
is the Syrian refugees and Donald Trump's policy on them.
Keep them out or keep them in.
Bomb them, lock them, or let them in.
All right. What's your stance on the topic, Hugh?
Well, I personally believe that due to the U.S.'s increasingly
Actually, I'm gonna stop you right
complicated
there. So what?
relationship.
I know this is your podcast, but this I'm gonna suggest this should work. All right. You give your points. I give my points. We both rebuzz each other points. Debate end.
Okay, so basically
All
a
right.
standard
Go.
debate. Okay, I believe that because the U.S. is increasing presence within certain Middle Eastern countries, not to mention how we messed up a couple of them with a couple of failed regimes, that we should pull out our foreign intervention policies and in place humanitarian aid and allow refugees in. That's the end of my
I
opening statement.
somewhat agree to. I somewhat agree to this statement. I believe that the Syrian refugees should be let in moderation. That bombing should continue if certain things don't stop. All right.
Cameron
Support
Tapp's
your
got
topic,
everybody.
Hugh.
Anyway, so I support
Hugh Miller. I mean, I could state a name too, you prick.
Hugh Die Miller. Get it right, you
You go
inbred.
die.
Shut up. Anyway, so I believe that we should let these refugees in because a small percentage of them are actually terrorists. Not to mention, if you look at conditions in places such as Mosul or
Wait,
Al
Hugh, I'm gonna
Shamis.
stop you right there. You just said you're gonna want to let them in because a small percentage are terrorists.
What?
You pretty much
Shh.
just said, hey, some of them are terrorists. We should let these guys in.
Okay, some of them are terrorists, but we should still let the refugees in because a majority of them aren't. We can deal with the
There you
terrorists.
go.
I mean, if we're gonna keep them open, might as well fill it up with something. Anyway, so the way I see it is we let those refugees in and we don't really supply them with jobs on the spot. They come in, get dropped off, bumfuck wherever. We give them a list of random places in the Midwest where we could drop them. Midwest probably has some jobs somewhere. And then we go like, hey,
The
go find a
Midwest is
job.
only jobs.
Exactly. So then we just drop them off bumfuck Midwest, probably a truck station. And then the miracles of our economy will just they'll eventually find a job. People can complain, oh, they're going to steal our jobs. But frankly, the way I see it, because the nature of our capitalism, if we just kicked out the people that are going to get the jobs, that's basically reducing the workforce to what you want it to be. You're not going to let it flow naturally. You're just going to make it so that, hey, this person's going to work harder than me at a lower price, more efficiently, and for longer hours. Let's kick him out because he is more capable than me. That's basically what I
Well,
see the problem is when it comes to, oh, they're taking our jobs. If we want our jobs,
okay.
we work for it. And if you look in Asian countries, which is a big inspiration for my philosophy, uh, you see that all the time. Sure, they're highly stressed out. Sure, the students are going to kill themselves every 5 minutes, but you still
You
got
just
to give
debunked yourself.
admiration because only
You
the
just
hardest
debunked
workers are in the
yourself.
workforce.
You just debunked yourself.
Shh.
Can't, can't, it's not how debates work. You don't argue against yourself. Counterclaims aren't a thing unless you're writing a paper for a stupid freaking English teacher.
I introduce argumentatives into my debates. You always want to make it be said yourself.
Continue.
Anyway, now it's your turn.
Con-
You go on.
Alright, well, I believe that what I said earlier should happen because they are going to be a problem. If nothing's done about them, they're going to more is gonna happen. More of them are going more terrorists is what I'm talking about. More terrorists are going to emerge, and then we're stuck in the same situation. We're gonna do something about them. If we do something about them, we have refugees. If we have refugees, we're gonna have to let them in because that is our fault for what's happening. Jobs will be taken. I mean, I pretty much agree with you, Hugh. Like, there's no debate here.
Yeah.
Like, of course, now, do you agree with bombings?
No, I don't believe we should be bombing them.
Why is that?
There's some theories pointed out by Harvard and Stanford scientists, right, professors, within their socioeconomics, and what they state is that and you can search this up. What happens is the Western powers bomb small Middle Eastern villages, right? The most vulnerable population to ignorance and extremism, correct? So they bomb those
Hmm.
villages. And then you have what? A generation of children that are terrified of the skies because, normally drones would hover around a village days, weeks, months before they do anything. And then boom, they bomb. So now you got a generation of children that have been by themselves trained to fear the US and other cultures. Terrorist organizations see this, they go like, hey, that's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against those devils overseas that's bombing us with their magical flying white unicorns in the sky. And I'll tell you what, those horns on those unicorns are not filled with ice cream. But that's basically my stance on the bombing.
How do you suggest we get rid of them? Obviously, we can't just let ISIS stay there without doing anything about them. And we can't risk foreign lives because, sure, we can argue the U.S. needs to stop bombing, but, Russia and all of them aren't going to stop.
Obviously. And I think
So how exactly are we supposed to get rid of them?
so. Here's what I say. Since we can't obviously get rid of them, and since most Middle Eastern countries are starting to cozy up to Russia because they're offering them gas, oil, etc., etc., what I think we should do is first we start a minor trade war with Russia. Russia won't win, obviously. They couldn't win against the US. If China can't win a trade war, Russia definitely can't. And
Hugh, I
that
think China won the trade war. That most of their income is from us.
a lot of economists say that if you were to have a trade war between the US and China, China get hurt more than the US. I mean, sure, we both get fucked over completely, but China wouldn't
We're
win.
some of the two biggest economies in the world. We're both gonna have a major problem.
Yeah, obviously, but you get my point, right?
Continue.
So basically, we give Russia that beautiful golden incentive to, not bomb the shit out the villages, right? And then we're gonna make them back off from the Middle Eastern governments. And I'm not saying we implant dictators like we used to into the Middle Eastern countries. What I'm saying is we cooperate with those countries. Turkey, for example. Turkey, Syria, Iran. These are countries that are completely willing to cooperate with us to deal with the terroristic threat. All of them have suffered greatly from ISIS, Al Qaeda, and don't get me wrong, they're not the best regimes. But Turkey just faced a new era of stabilization after the recent coup's defeat, right? Syria has decided to stand still with the Kurds. And you know what? That's also we should point out the Kurds. The Kurds are a
All right.
big force of stability.
I haven't heard of them, so you're gonna have to give some background knowledge. Who are the Kurds here?
The Kurds. The Kurds are the largest ethnic group without a country. So basically, a country without a country. I forgot which country it was, either Syria, Iraq, or Iran. They have their own provincial government, and they've been vital in fighting ISIS with their personal military, which I believe was a Peshmerga. And Peshmerga. And what they are is basically soldiers that once they join from a young age, they fight until the end of their lives. Like, go to a war, war's over, hang out at a gas station for 15 years, go back war. And they have proven to be very effective. They are currently the largest intake of refugees. The Kurds, which I again mentioned, get no foreign support, have proven very effective in dealing with the refugees, taking care of them, and vetting for terrorists. And I believe that maybe that's where key is. The Kurds don't
Well,
appreciate the
wait,
Russians that
Hugh, Hugh,
much.
Hugh. The Kurds. Do they have any other job, or well, I guess quote unquote job, other than what they're currently doing?
They hold great
Like,
influence within the three countries that they are in,
Hugh,
and
like the problem with that is we have to run an economy, a successful economy, keep up with our military, and fund our own people.
hmm
They only had to fund the people that are in their military, which I assume is much smaller than ours,
smaller,
and
of
their
course.
main goal, which is to help these people.
Their main goal is to
They don't
get their own
have
country,
any other
really.
problem. Well, yeah, but still, they don't have many other problems.
Of course.
We 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 have things to deal with too, other than all the refugees. That's the problem.
But no, my
We
point
can
is,
argue that that was okay. Continue.
so you got those really ineffective countries, right? The Kurds are located
Yeah,
in all
sure.
three. They work very closely with all three. They want their own country, but they don't in all three. And that's not the point. But if we were to say withdraw support from, say, Syria, which already gets support of Russia, and put it more towards the Kurds, right? Then they would be more
Uh,
capable of taking care of the refugee problem, providing humanitarian care, and just supplying things in general to an innocent population. They've proven effective in that for the last years, last decade. And I think that's where we're to put our focus. No one knows about the Kurds. America, since, again, due to the nature of our republic, we focus only on what we see on the news, Fox, CNN, BBC, whatever you watch. And what I think is that that's why we're not putting focus into Kurds. If you think about it, they really seem to be this golden spotlight for us to get that intervention, get that foreign aid, get that food and money in without risking terrorism within our own soil. And of course, the Kurds won't complain.
Sure. Well, yeah, but Hugh, that you're just supporting stopping Syrian refugees who
I'm
coming
not
into
saying
our
we stop the
country.
Syrian refugees. I'm saying we still let them
But
in, but
are you not saying we can find other ways other than what we're doing?
yes, of course. I'm saying we could still
Okay, well
let them
then,
in, but there are still more effective ways where we can help deal with both sides of the conflict in America, which is don't let them in at all, let some in. And when you look at the ones that are saying let them in, that's really just providing humanitarian care in general, get out of the war and stuff. So really what I'm saying is a middle ground, now that I think of it.
well, yeah, that's what I'm arguing.
Yeah,
Like, what we need to do is, first off, as of now, the bombings need to stop.
of course.
We can find more effective ways, and actually, better yet, we don't even have to deal with them right now because they'll be pissed at us no matter what because we're the biggest leading country for Christianity. We can't help that. That's not going to stop. If it does, then, well, we're going to have problems like we have in the Middle East involving other countries. But um, I said that we let Russia do its thing because as of now, Russia's, I guess you could say, doing all right with what it's doing. Would you say they're doing all right?
I'd say they're achieving their goal. However, I also say that really what they're doing is orchestrating a power grab within the region. I
Either
also
way,
believe I also believe there
I
can
say
be a
that
major humanitarian
I say that
outcries.
they have some sort of, well, there's going to be, with everything you argue, there's going to be someone that says it's wrong.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
there could be someone there could be a thing that automatically puts world peace forever, like war stops forever. Then someone's going to argue it's somehow that's going to hurt the countries or something stupid.
Hurts the
Anyway,
economy.
but
Or it's profitable. I never said that. No one heard that. That's off the record. Anyway, continue.
this isn't a game of Civ. Hugh, war isn't improbable for anyone.
Have you seen what happened to America after World War II?
All right, well, did you see what happened to the Japanese after World War II?
I mean, look at them now. They have one of the fastest growing economies and the highest suicide rate in the world. Okay, continue, Cameron.
Well, I wouldn't say highest. Anyway, so yeah, I pretty much agree with you. We find other ways to let refugees go. We don't need to make a problem where a problem isn't ours. That's like me going up and punching a kid randomly, even though I know that that
Ooh,
kid is like a
actually,
shooter.
speaking of punching somebody randomly, if you know there's something,
Hugh,
is
no,
it
I
okay
don't.
to punch a Nazi?
That is
Is it okay to punch a Nazi, Cameron?
as of today.
And I'm sure
Are
you
we talking
heard of
about
what
current
happened.
day Nazis? Are we talking about current day Nazis?
Yes.
No.
If you were at a political rally and you saw somebody you knew was a neo-Nazi, is it okay to
Oh,
punch them?
Neon. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like the 100-year-old war veterans.
Oh, no. Those war veterans, they've committed crimes, don't get me wrong. And sure, some of them
But
are
no,
still evil, but I think we should
but no.
go easy on them.
Okay. Well, I get your point. Yes, I guess we should punch a Nazi. We're getting very off topic here. This
I
isn't
know.
really an argument. It's pretty much us discussing what needs to happen because well
Honestly, I think this should be
we
better
don't
off
have
at.
anything to argue
Sup,
against it.
David Grimm? Welcome to the stream. You got
Are
any?
you just watching that?
Hmm? No, I just looked to the
Are you
left
just
and I
watching?
saw it.
Oh,
I'm lonely,
okay.
but not that
Anyway,
lonely.
I argue against that too.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. So yeah, pretty much refugees need to go somewhere else. Well, okay, let's stop right there. Refugees cannot go somewhere else because now it's our problem. We're
Yeah.
the ones causing refugees. We need to stop bombing them. Refugees need to go somewhere else.
Okay, so now let's go back to topic. How about this? How do you feel about the quote unquote Muslim ban, which is the ban on seven predominantly Muslim Middle Eastern countries?
I mean, the countries themselves, if they've proved a problem, you can do whatever you want. That's your choice. But if you're trying to ban Muslim, are we talking about banning Muslims in America?
What it basically happened is Trump issued his executive order, right, which bans all immigration completely from seven Muslim countries in the Middle East. That includes people already vetted and accepted for their visas, etc., etc. Recently, it's been
No.
blocked in federal court until discussed further, but many people fear that it will continue.
I mean,
How do you feel about that?
I like. Well, that's too fast. That's like Obama
Yeah, I
pushing
know, David.
Obamacare. What happened there, Hugh?
uh, long lines.
Hugh, the only
Very
thing
long
Obama did
lines.
that is he didn't help the economy's healthcare. He made it worse. Everyone says he made a great healthcare system. He made a great healthcare system at the cost of American citizens' money.
True.
And it's not even great. It's
Not
a
really.
healthcare system.
I mean, personally, it's helped me during the roughest patches, but I don't really think it's been conducted right.
No, it hasn't.
I
No
think it
way.
would
But
do a
no,
better job as a
you can't just
groundwork.
suddenly do that. That no. Everything in politics has to be slow. That's the one problem with having Donald Trump. Sure, he'll get things done, but he'll get things done too fast. There's too much of a good thing in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Uh, let's see what else. Shoot, I just remembered it, and then I forgot it. Oh yeah, Mr. Trump's pick for Secretary of Education has been under fire within Congress.
Absolutely. Oh, fired?
Under fire. She's under fire.
Oh, I thought you said fired, and I was about to say thank God.
No, she hasn't even been hired
She
yet.
needs to go. She needs to go. No doubt in my mind, she needs to go.
I agree.
Oh.
As a student. Wait, what was that
As
law?
anyone.
Uh,
What was that? Did you hear that grunt too?
Yes, Connor?
Hey
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah,
we're having a
Connor?
suck.
political debate.
Hey.
Not a
Okay.
debate, more like a discussion.
Okay.
What's wrong with you, Connor?
I'm just tired, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have seen it, dude. It just got real. This player messaged me and called me a stupid kid, and I called him a worthless, degenerate cunt with nothing better to do than spam me with messages and invites. Then he said, "You suck." I told him he swallowed. He invited me to the party. We roasted each
You
other, and then he's
suck,
just like,
he
"No,
saw.
man." He goes, "Yo, man, you pretty cool, nigga. You pretty cool."
Alright, back to topic. What we're talking about? Oh yeah, the Secretary of State. No, no, she needs to stop. Because even if, like, say, the grown ass men that are saying, you know what, we're funding this too much, we're funding too many things, they don't have to worry about the economy in the future. Because half of them have lung cancer or are alcoholics and their liver's about to die.
Amen. So,
Secondly, uh, they've already been through hell. They've already went through their education, and actually, most people don't haven't even went through their education. They were back in the time where they didn't need one to succeed.
that's true. I
Nowadays,
think.
you have to have a
Mm-hmm.
good education, and what she's
Yeah.
trying to do is the opposite of a good education.
What do you mean? Charter schools, that's pretty good education, you know? And it's
But
Yeah,
not.
less percentage of the
yeah, but
population has
she's also
access to
trying to.
them.
She's also in the past. She hasn't said anything now, but she's also said in the past she's had problem with public schools.
That's true. I believe we should improve public schools, not defund them.
Let's be
I
honest.
I
When's the
believe
last
that
time the
they're
Secretary of State's done anything of any importance?
well.
We're not
Hugh,
talking
you know how
about
you improve
Secretary of
public
State right
schools.
now.
you improve public schools by not having not having
Private
more
schools
public
take
school
over.
funding.
Oh.
You have more charter schools.
Anyway.
That's true.
Any area where the charter schools are a problem, or not charter schools, public schools are a problem, there usually a charter school goes in its place because it's a problematic area.
And
Uh,
they're usually in low-income areas as
she
well.
she has stated repeatedly that she favors deregulation of charter schools, specifically evangelicist charter schools, and less funding for public schools. That's basically her stance. She's currently coming under fire for just basically being a giant lobbying.
I mean, actually, okay, I wanted Trump to win the election. I think that sure he can do some great things for the country, but he can't just hire anyone into Congress who has some money. The last person that tried that, there's never been someone that's ever done this before. That's the problem.
Oh, and on another note, certain states in the U.S., donor states such as Texas, California, New York, um, they're major economies in the world, and they're not even their own countries. California, which is a major liberal safe haven, has a certain
It's not a
people
liberal
in there.
safe haven. It's a just dumb country
It's
too.
liberal
We just
headquarters.
ignore it. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, many, not a lot, but there's a good number of people that say California could just leave the U.S. Economically speaking, this wouldn't hurt them. They would actually benefit.
Last time that happened, Civil War was started here.
That's true.
What's your question? Do we support or go against it?
Yeah, basically, how do you feel about that? Because again, they will
About
benefit if they were to leave.
I say that that's not an option. They
yeah,
don't get that option.
yeah. That shouldn't even be a question. That shouldn't even be something you
Or
have to
even
ask.
better yet, I'm gonna better restate that. That's not gonna happen without major problems.
Of course, there's
hmm
going to be probably a small war if that happened.
Another way to
It
think of
won't
it,
be small.
besides war, though, is financial support. They're not going to have our support because
They
they
don't need
can't
our
be on their own
support.
because
Remember, Connor, they're
well,
the
there's
eighth.
no. How are they going to get their resources though? Because they
Connor, they're the
require
eighth
trade
largest
from other
economy, and they
parts
could
of the
just
U.S.
trade with other countries that would gladly support them, such as Australia or
Texas is the eighth.
China.
Texas is the eighth largest economy.
Mm-mm. California took that spot. More
Sure.
tech firms and recently oil
Tech firms aren't going to get you food
reserve
and
is gonna.
supplies. They've
No,
also
but
had to
they're
be
gonna
around for God knows
supply
how
a
long, though.
big amount of money. It should also be noted that
They
certain states,
cannot.
such as Oregon and
They're
Washington,
not going to
also
function
supported
as an
this.
independent state. There is no way they could function as an independent state. They
Plus, for
could for
those
a
trades
limited
to
amount of
happen,
time, but they
the
would run out
U.S.
soon.
has to let that happen.
Right, and they're
They're still
not.
connected to
There's
us.
no way they're going to let that happen.
Of course.
Here they're secluded. They're going to be surrounded by
Hugh,
people they're at war
we would
with.
probably wage a second civil war to keep that from happening.
Honestly, I'm just saying. I'm just at this point slightly reading off articles from the news. Anyway,
Well, I
any other?
mean, oh yeah. Well, I guess we can ask Connor's.
Yeah,
Me and
Connor.
Hugh came to the agreement that
Okay.
we should um, things, stop bombing the people, and we should
Okay.
send small amounts of money towards organizations that very smartly distribute the resources to help
Okay.
refugees. So they're not
All right.
our problem. We're still helping them in some way, shape, or form, and we're not just helping the enemy. We're helping someone to help stop the enemy. Well,
Oh,
not
okay.
yeah.
I see where you're coming from, but with that being said, we've already funded them enough, I feel,
Uh,
and I think it's their time to show us what they've got.
the organization me and Cameron were talking
Well, they have
about
nothing.
is the Kurds. They're a stateless nation. They are currently in three different nations, control large amounts of power, have their
I
own
know.
militia,
I've read
and
about this in AP Human Geography.
yeah,
I know, Hugh.
the Kurds don't get U.S. funding. So that's
I don't
basically what
think
we're
they
saying.
should.
Well, the problem with that, Connor, is they can't fund themselves because they have nothing to. fund. They have no money.
That's not our problem.
It could be because without funding, because these people also help stop the um
ISIS,
certain things from
terrorist
happening.
organizations.
Yeah, that because
Half of
without
them are terrorist organizations, though.
The Kurds?
Yes, many of them are terrorists.
Not the Peshmerga. Kurdistan? The Shiites,
Okay,
yes, but
there are
the
groups of them that are not.
majority
But
of Kurds are renowned within the
well,
region
I
for
mean, the
anti-terrorist
majority of
stance.
Muslims aren't. There's only 81,000, approximately 81,000 terrorists that we have to worry about
there's
to this day.
quite a few more than that, but we only have to worry about, like you said, 81,000.
81,000 is the approximate number of members in ISIS. As of now, we haven't heard much from the
But that's
Taliban
not
and
counting Taliban and
yeah, we
Al
have.
Qaeda.
Well, when's the last time you
Well,
heard
Al
about a
Qaeda's been
Taliban
making a
attack?
comeback though.
Yeah, but
Al
even
Qaeda's
if you
been making a
counted, say,
comeback.
like Taliban and Al Qaeda and other fringe groups like that, that would only amount to tops
I think I
50,000
think a, I
extra.
think a better idea to think of it. We cannot think of this from a linear standpoint because this is a fighting force we've never really seen before. You know, this isn't someone you can send one bomb in like Japan. This isn't somebody you can just send a platoon in or a blockade and you can beat. This is somebody that's scattered everywhere. You can't just
Well,
bomb everywhere. You
that's the
can't
problem
bomb
with like
everywhere.
wars. Every war, since they're not obviously not that frequent. Every war is
Right.
new. There's no way to stop doing.
We
There's no way
we've
to
never had
like
to.
predict
Yeah,
with.
exactly. Right. But what I'm saying, Cameron, is in every war, you know, they're stationed in one area most of the time and not scattered through the entire world like opposite corners.
There are many
Like there's
examples
terrorists
where this
here in
happened.
America. There's terrorists over in, just
What
everywhere.
the
You know, there's
hell?
no one set
We
point
have
where they
we
all
have new
are.
terrorist organizations popping up every
Though it
day.
should be
Exactly.
noted that recently, pretty much all of the terrorist attacks conducted have been U.S. born citizens rather than foreign
Not
born.
all of them. Not all of them.
A high majority, to say the least.
No, not even a high majority.
Yeah.
Maybe a small
Name
majority.
the last one.
Maybe. Let's see. There was the Boston bombing, I believe.
Boston bombing was made by not a Muslim
Chechens,
terrorist.
Chechenians,
The Boston
Chechenians,
bombing was
terrorists.
conducted by a completely different sect caused by basically the US being addicted to a
The
very specific
Chechenians.
area. Yes. However, that was
Why the
not.
Chechenians were triggered? No idea.
Basically,
There was
it's.
also the Paris bombing, which was probably the most recent one.
Paris bombing took place in Europe, I believed.
Well,
But that was not on American soil. You said name ones that aren't on American soil.
I'm
There you
talking
go.
about American soil. For Europe, it's a completely
There was a
different
San
story.
Bernardino shooting.
San
San Bernardino
Bernardino.
was on American soil.
True, true. But,
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook
not
wasn't,
we said terrorists.
you
That's a
can't
I'm almost
terrorist
just.
attack.
positive that
That's
No.
I'm
supposed
almost
to
positive
spread
that Eric
fear.
Harris
I'm pretty
wannabe did
sure.
not
An
have
attack that
insight.
spreads fear is terrorism, Cameron.
No. An attack spreads fear by a terrorist organization is terrorism by today's
No, it doesn't have
standards.
to be an organization.
Yeah.
Yes, it
No,
does.
but by today's standards. Yes. We're talking about current day. If that's true, then the overlords are part or have committed terrorism. I have committed terrorism.
Uh,
Well, lethal attacks that spread fear.
even
Th
then,
Not potentially lethal, but confirmed lethal.
I mean,
what does it take to be a terrorist organization?
You need funding, lots of people uniting with one
I
cause,
don't
and
think you even
weapons.
need funding.
no. For
I mean,
just be a terrorist organization, you just need to commit terroristic actions in order to
It
spread a
helps to have
political
funding, though.
concept,
who wants
political or
to help
religious
me
concept.
Definitely.
take down every single business in America that has any way, shape, or form made cinnamon?
I thought you
I
liked
don't like
cinnamon.
cinnamon, so I'll help you.
Excellent. I will be making my own cinnamon business, taking down every other business that tries to make cinnamon.
I hate cinnamon. I can't stand it.
All right. Well, back on topic.
Back
It's
to topic.
the
Hmm.
refugees. Should we in some way help them?
I don't think we're obligated in any way to. The clusterfuck. You can go ahead and say it. I don't think that was not necessarily America's fault. That was dumb politicians' fault. That is not America. That is the American government. That's the American government.
He's not our
No,
president, Q.
I'm not saying that at all. Your government's not a representation of your people. It's a representation of what your country is trying to establish to the rest of the world. It's like a message being sent out. Go to Russia and ask the people how many of them hate the West, then ask the government how many of them hate the West. They're probably going to get different results because the government are not a representation of the people. Yes, because we're, obviously a democratic republic where we have a voice. And it's not necessarily a voice of all the American people, though. Just the percentage that voted for said president.
It was.
Mm-hmm. It was.
This was Hugh. This was.
I think we need to talk about establishing relations with Russia. Better relations, there I should say. Exactly. Yeah.
Why? The government
I
over
agree
here
with
is
you.
very questionable, Hugh.
Hugh, it's questionable all over the world. Every government's had their scandals.
Hugh, do you remember the Help the World Foundation by all the celebrities? They argued, hey, you know what we should do? We should really help the people in Africa. They did that. You know what happened?
They deliberately were infected with AIDS.
No, 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 no. All the money they
Although that did
raised,
happen, though.
all the money they raised, the government just took it like, we want this now. You don't have a choice. This is ours. Sorry about your luck.
Hugh, the American government's done terrible things too. Every government's done terrible things. We deliberately infected Africans with AIDS. You know? We went in and killed Saddam Hussein because we claimed that he had weapons of mass destruction, which he didn't. But we did it anyway. We helped Saddam Hussein get in power, then killed him. We helped Osama bin Laden take power, then killed him.
I mean, well, actually,
Hugh, even the Canadians helped burn down our capital at one point. I agree with you there. He's got shaky policies. Massive wiping out of people, yes, yes. Not to mention
well,
political purges as well. Well, they don't really support him
it,
today,
Hugh,
but yeah,
Hugh.
that was a
Are
facepalm
you
moment.
talking
I'm
about the
sorry. That
Syrian government? The ones that
Russian
you mean the
and
ones that
Syrian government,
Russia's
yes.
bombing? Hugh, the Syrian government doesn't care about anything.
The Syrian government is a vile, just vile force. No, hold on. I got one more thing to say, and then we'll switch to that topic. If you look at the number of wars that America's waged and the number of wars that Russia's waged.
Hold
And the
up.
fact that we are two of the most dominant fighting forces, most feared
Well,
militaries in the world.
this
If we
is.
were to establish great relations with them and say
Oh,
over time we gradually
oh.
became their ally, like sort of like in World War II, if we
Hold up.
managed to
Connor,
make
I need to
a
stop you
good
real quick.
agreement, hold up, if we made an alignment with the Russian government under Stalin's rule, I think we can do it under Putin's rule as well.
We just went 50 minutes without my mic being enabled for the stream. So they've just been hearing Cameron talk to himself. Oh my god.
That's really funny because I haven't put much input in.
I know.
Hey, can we edit my voice in the background so it sounds like he's schizophrenic?
No. It's a
Dang
live
it.
stream.
You can't edit because he doesn't have an editing program. I'm going to bed. You two argue. Syrian
We're
refugees
not
need to
really
be helped in
arguing.
some way, shape, or form because if not, either way, they're going to become terrorists. I'm going to say that.
Which is
All,
exactly why I
all
think we shouldn't
refugees are
help them.
terrorists. All men are
I
misogynists.
don't firmly.
Well, no, correction. Not all of they're not eventually going to become terrorists, but there's high probability that the most people over there have some influence, either bad or good, from terrorism. Problem is we can't tell because why don't we have Muslim spies?
We do.
Because
They're
they'd blow
called.
themselves up.
Oh my god. Casual
Why
racism
don't we have
podcast,
more
everybody.
effective? Why
They'd
don't
blow
we have
their
more
own cover.
effective
There we
Muslim
go.
spies? Okay, with that one I'm leaving.
Literally
You
blow
guys
their
have
own
some
cover.
fun.
Okay, Nate.
But if we did manage to strike
Okay,
an
Nate,
agreement
you're
such as World
featured
War
on
II,
a Ching
we'd be the
channel.
most
Say your
feared.
thing.
You went 50 whole minutes without your mic being turned on.
I was on so much as the broadcast wasn't picking it up. I don't mind that.
It was kind of hilarious.
Oh my god. Ha.
Okay,
Can he
with
hear
that
me? Can he
So
hear
what
us
y'all
both
talking about
right now?
tonight?
impartial and not biased. Impartial.
What?
Can he
We
hear
were
me?
talking
Can he
about.
hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay. Hi, Nate.
Well, wait, what are y'all talking about tonight?
We're talking about various politics.
We have very
that's neat.
confronting backgrounds, so it's kind of hard to
heard
strike an
Connor
agreement
say
in our talking
That
points.
most governments can be evil.
Yep.
I agree. Without your mic turned on, though,
Like,
it
it's
just
just a
sounded
different
like
word,
Connor
but, you
Basically,
know.
the history of words, because history actually matters.
imaginary friends.
I'm looking at the stream. I'm looking back on the stream, and at the beginning you could hear my voice. At some point, I clicked it on accident.
People can complain, oh, they're gonna
Disabled it.
steal our
Yeah.
jobs, but
It was kind of funny because he just went silent, and I was like, maybe he doesn't have anything to say.
You.
But Connor
The
started
Kurds,
talking on his own, and I was like, wait,
do they
he's
have any
Oh my
other
god.
jobs? Or, I guess,
Oh.
ways
That's
where
the
we
best
can
thing I've
All
ever
right,
heard.
yeah.
I
help
gotta
deal
go
with
back and
both
watch
sides
it.
of the
I have to
conflict.
go back. Is it
Okay.
already uploaded?
Don't let them at all. Leave us
Okay,
Oh,
alone.
God.
Nate.
And when you look at the ones that are saying let them in, that's really just providing
Oh
humanitarian
my
care
god.
to get out of the war and stuff.
I'm
So
getting to try to
Cameron's
figure out
talking
the.
to
really
himself.
what
I
I'm saying is a
randomly
bit
comment on
overused,
nothing.
now that I think of it.
I'm waiting to see where like my voice stops out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm arguing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God. I'm going to bed. You have fun with your
Night.
podcast.
Oh my god. I just remembered it, and then I forgot it. There are major economies.
organizations that very smartly distribute the resources to help refugees. So they're not our problem. We're
Like Japan. This isn't somebody you can just
Conduct
here to
just
cause.
spread
helps to have.
political.
That is not America.
Single business because of
Red
the Eric
fear.
Harris.
Like opposite corners.
There are many
Like there's
examples.
terrorists here in Cameron.
No. An attack spreads fear by a terrorist organization is terrorism. By
No,
today's
it doesn't
standards.
have to be an organization.
Yeah.
Yes, it
No,
does.
yes, but by today's standards. Yes. We're talking about current day. If that's true, then the overlords
Oh,
are
well.
part or have committed
Chink
terrorism.
channel,
I have
everybody.
committed
See you
terrorism.
again on Wednesday.
Well, lethal attacks
I'm
that spread
going.
fear.